Alright, I think we're live. Oh, I barely can hear the music. Let's turn it up a tad. Hello. I don't think anybody's joined quite yet, but welcome to anybody in the future who are watching. Whew, what a day it's been. Quite a lot of stuff to take care of. And now I do think that it's time to have a little bit of a chill time, doing some cleanup work right after the autosave is done. And yeah, just take it easy with some animation and some nice Ghibli covers in the background. Alright, I can see that 3 people are watching. Welcome everybody! So today the shot that I'm working on cleaning up is not a leaf shot, unlike the other 3 days in a row. It is, as a matter of fact, a shot of our main character's sail.
You know? Right. You know? Right. You know? Right.
Right. So we have Sail smiling and being cute, and that is my favorite way to draw him, so I've been looking forward to making this shot. Oh, welcome Nicola and welcome Hector. Welcome back to the stream. We already have a group of regulars. Ooh, quite calm music now. I'm trying a different mix of Ghibli music today, all saxophone versions, which seems pretty fun. Although I do believe that I might just fall asleep if we don't get the beat up a little bit. Hello, Eldritch. Oh wait, yeah, Eldritch. I guess. And your voice is calming to listen to. Ooh, so I will make you all fall asleep. But if that so happens, I mean that's not the end of the world. And I've done my duty in order to make sure you all get your good night of sleep at least. Nicola is asking how I'm feeling, and I am generally feeling pretty alright. It was a little bit of a hectic day today. There was just a lot of stuff to take care of, just like there was yesterday. But it came in form of meetings and stuff that I had to reply to and all that sort of thing. And that's not so much stuff for my creative brain. So now one part of my brain is quite exhausted and the other one is starved to do some drawing. And that is what I'm gonna do now. Let's see. Hello Shiba. I can already feel I'm gonna have a hard time talking today apparently. And hello Nathan, welcome. And Epic Joshua is saying your style is so adorable. I don't know, do I get demonetized by using what? I don't know. But thank you. Not that the monetization is an issue on my YouTube channel, it's not like it makes a dent. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just to show you guys that just joined,
you know?
This is a shot we're animating, or rather cleaning up today.
You know? Right.
So I've added the appropriate title of Cute Foxes Making Me Happy, or Happy Foxes Making Me Happy, which is the case here. It's a nice little sail shot. Yes, we are having a chill, relaxing stream. That is the goal to go for. Happy fox noises, Taco Cat says. Eldritch is saying, does your series take place in the forests of North America or parts of Europe due to the presence of a bison or a bison character? I mean, I mostly take inspiration from Northern Europe in the setting. I would say the web series is a little bit more ambiguous than the TV series that I'm developing on right now. but there are plenty of bisons around. They have quite a few, what do you call it, farms, bison farms, or like grazing lands here. So I think it's very possible that, I do think that there's a European bison as well, but either way, since we do have it, well, not domesticated, but we do have it around, and I think it's no stretch to say that it would be roaming around in this world left behind by humans. Trying to stay away from zoo animals though, those are a little bit too tempting to get into. Oh, water save. Shiba says, I tried to stream today, but I don't know how to copy the code from this software. Ooh, I don't know. Are you using OBS? That's the one I'm using at least. But I am no streaming expert by any chance, because I have been struggling setting up my own streams for quite a while. Now I just decided to do it simple and yeah, just do it casually like this. I'm missing a little bit of the jazzy tones. These are quite calm. Let me just see. I'm gonna try to give it a chance. It's okay to have some calm music once in a while as well. But it is nice to have a little bit of a rhythm to draw to. Hector says, in the Discord you talked about investor relations. What exactly need to do and when will it be possible to send you a video testimony? For those that don't know, in the Discord chat I was kind of trying to get a feeler for if people would be up for making some video testimonies about, like, oh well, I guess I enjoyed Tales of Sail, and talk about your own experience with the series, because that is something that we could show to possible investors and broadcasters. And when I say investors, I mean funds, not so much investors in the American sense. But yeah, I mean, we are formulating kind of a plan of action with that right now, because I mean, yeah, I don't know, I don't want to push that sort of stuff too much or anything, but it would certainly be super valuable, just to show that that the series has been seen and enjoyed by people, even in its early web series format. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I wouldn't count on it happening before, like on me putting out that call to action before the end of the week at least. It would probably, at the earliest, be sometime next week, because first I need the approval of my two producers, and then we need to show it to well, our collaboration partner, who has quite a bit of experience in that field, and who would be the one doing the editing and all that sort of stuff. And then together we kind of approve that plan of action that I've made, and take it from there. So it's gonna take a little while. But I will keep you guys informed. It was mostly just because I wanted to get a feeler for if people would even feel comfortable with filming themselves talking about that sort of stuff, because I do know that filming yourself, it raises the bar of entry quite a bit. It's not something that everybody's comfortable with, and I didn't want to do it if like everybody said that no, that's too much, or like that's not something that we would do or feel comfortable with. But it does seem like there's some goodwill towards it, so we'll give it a go, because it would certainly be super awesome to be able to show to those kinds of institutions. Yeah, we're really making strides and taking steps towards getting this into some sort of TV series development stage. It would be super cool. Oh yeah, that was what a lot of my day was about as well, both meetings and writing about that. Okay, what else did I miss? Nicola asks what happened to Sailor's parents. I say that I think we'll have to watch to find out, even though there's not that much to watch so far. But I'll give you the answer eventually. Even says, "Hi, Crowcatcher." Who is that? I do not know, but I guess you saw somebody that you knew in the chat. Eldridge says, if you want to listen to something a little more bouncy, try Courtship from Disney's Dinosaur. It has an upbeat and wild natural theme to it. That does sound good, but I'm looking for something that lasts like for an hour or something like that, because I would like to just have it on in the background and not do too much about it, because otherwise I am barely gonna get through the drawing before I start, not having to change it and everything. But you're right, this is a little bit too calm. The first one was nice, but these are a little bit too sleepy. I'm gonna change back to the jazz that I have done for the past ones. One had some fine energy to it. Yeah, just having a little bit of drums in there, that helps a lot. Hello, Ivan. Oh, from Novi Sad. Hello, how are you doing? Oh, that's why you were saying Crowcatcher. Oh my god, yes. I caught a crow while you were there, over here. Or I think it was a rook or something else, but yeah, good times. For those everybody else that don't know, it was not because I just wanted to catch a crow. Its wing was broken or looking bad, so I had to take it in to get it some, wildlife aid. Yes, saved it. I hope so. Who knows what happened to it? Well, there's plenty of crows out in the trees now. Maybe that it's one of them. It hasn't come by to thank me though. Hope you're doing well, Ivan. I would ask a whole bunch of more questions, but I guess it's not appropriate for the stream. I hope you're doing well in Novi Sad or wherever you're holding up right now. Let's see. Maud asks, do you have a defined world building, or make it along the making of the episodes? I would say in the beginning, when I started making this web series, I didn't have a super duper defined world building. But now it is something that I try to plan out before I put too much work into something that I don't know whether or not I'm gonna use and all that sort of stuff. Even says, yes, we can talk later. Good. But yeah, I think maybe Leia has said hi from me, I don't know. Say hi to Leia if you see her, I guess. Yes. Okay, yes, I'm all caught up on the chat. Everything's good. Let's see if I can draw an eye. This slow process. You seeing her tomorrow? Okay, then definitely say hi. I don't know if she's gonna do the program that we've just been offered. But if she is, then maybe I'll see her there. Because even though I'm not gonna participate actively myself, I'll at least try to be there as moral support for the other participants. But that's all sorts of other stuff, yes. Computer is lagging a little bit flipping today, but we'll see. I just got the computer from the open workshop where I had my usual workstation back, but it doesn't have internet, so I can't access any of the licenses to programs that is on the computer, so I can't really use it for working right now. And it doesn't take Wi-Fi, and there's no Ethernet in this building, so gotta wait for them to figure out an internet solution before I can work on the actual working computer that I have. But we're getting closer, and that is something. I have a husk of a machine sitting around. Ivan asks, your mom was in Novi Sad again? She was planning to. She was gonna come this summer, but it's looking like, the, what do you call it, travel agency, not travel agency, but the government stuff. They're not recommending traveling outside of the Nordic countries over the summer. So since it's for work and everything, she has a hard time justifying it. I guess we'll have to wait. Her gobelin, the tapestry that was being weaved in Novi Sad, is being finished though, and they're planning to send it instead of her coming to collect it. I guess unlike a piece of paper with the planning on it and everything, a tapestry is a little bit harder to break and transport. So we are hoping that it can make the journey on its own. Yeah, border's still closed. Looking forward to being able to travel properly again. And welcome back at Teacup. Nice to see you again. We got some streaming regulars, and I am happy to see familiar faces or rather icons. Nicola asks if I like Spyro. It is one of the first video games that I played as a kid, I think. And that Purple Dragon does hold a nice spot in my heart. I haven't played any of the Spyro games since though, and I'm not particularly drawn towards platformers like that. But I do think he's a very nostalgic character to me. And he's a purple dragon. Just the fact that he's a dragon really helps. Morten asks if I have a favorite animation studio. I mean, I guess the absolute favorite would kind of be obvious from the background music. I don't think. I mean, it depends on in which aspects we're talking, but Ghibli has made some very timeless classics. It's amazing what that studio has created. Other than that, I mean, anything that Madhouse puts out usually has some amazing quality to it. Yeah, if we're going a little bit more European, I really like what Ankama does. If we're going US, I guess I think some of the stuff that Tonko House does is pretty interesting. Very cool and cozy to look at. Yeah, so a little bit around the board. But I'm probably missing an obvious answer right there. Probably forgetting something or somebody. All belong, welcome, says Memories. The reboot with Nicholas Cole's design was astonishing in my opinion. I'm trying to recall if that was the one where he became a little bit more gritty and realistic, or if it's the one where he went back to being a little bit more cartoony. Because I haven't been keeping up very well. My gaming habits have been very Nintendo-centric, even though I guess Reignited is on the Switch, but yeah, as I mentioned, I'm not super duper fond of the platformer genre, so I haven't been revisiting that world a whole lot. The ice is always the part that takes the longest because they have to be so particular. If anything's off, then it just looks off. Shiba asks, what program do you use? And the answer is right here. It's TV Paint Animation 11 Pro. Good old TV Paint. My trusty old partner. I've been using it for, I don't know, about 8 years, I think. It's a shame that it's lagging a little bit on the flipping. It makes it a bit more difficult. Wondering if there's anything I can close down. Yes, I'll just close a few on an unnecessary programs down. Excel? Who needs to look at budgets? Don't want to look at that. Word? Yeah, we can be without Word. Why would I want words? Words is not my thing today, I can tell you that much. Miro? Yeah, I guess I'll just not show you interesting behind the scenes Tales of Sail development stuff today. Okay, then, okay. Right, and one more thing while we're doing that autosave. Maybe I should just stop syncing by the Google Drive while I'm streaming. Yes, I know that this is stuff I should have figured out before going live, but, you know, I am all about improvising during streams these days. Just gotta click the button, because clicking the button that says stream is the hardest part of streaming. Oh, we have 11 people. No, not 11. See, as I say with words is not my thing today. I've been talking too much. And while I did that, we lost 2 viewers, so I guess the number is now 16 people watching, but still an impressive 16. I never expect that much. Oh, Teacup is going to the pool. Lucky you! But yes, once more, as usual, thank you for stopping by, Lenti. Nicola really asks all the Toothless questions. Do you really like Toothless the dragon? He is a very cute dragon. I would say that, yeah, maybe he is the cutest dragon that I've seen. Although I guess there might be some contenter baby dragons in the Dragon Prince as well as in Bakfu. But I haven't been too familiar with those seasons, so I wouldn't be able to say. Hector asks, will your cameo be in Tales of Sail? And I'm not quite. Do you mean like a voice cameo or something like that? Eldritch asks if my persona is some sort of scarecrow. I don't know, does my profile picture look like that? It is me with a hat and some hair, but Maybe you'd be able to see that on the closer-up pictures. Might be a bit hard on these really small ones. You know, I'm just being stylized. It was fun. Made it a whole lot of fun to draw, that's for sure, at least. It's still sale. I think that it's only Wednesday. It really feels like it's Thursday. Am I the only one feeling that way? I feel like I got an extra day out of yesterday or something like that. The Vault Hunter is back, saying greetings from the land of Tatooine. No, Tlatoani. Wow, I'm bad at that. I don't think I've heard that name being said before. Which makes it all the cooler, cause then I'm learning new stuff. Cozy stream, cute chat, hello, hello. I am sorry, but I cannot read your name, and I think it would be insulting for me to try. All belong is saying dinner time, starving, see you later, have all good time. Thank you, all belong, you have a nice dinner. Nice to have these little streams, because that's the moment where I can really sit down and, well, concentrate might be a strong word given that I keep an eye on the chat, but I really feel like I'm just doing animation. Osolia is asking, "Hi, you asked me last time, but I did not answer. My name is Hungarian." Oh, okay. That explains why it's sounding a little different to me. Or like, Hungarian is very much its own language, isn't it? Like, it's not something that sounds like so many other languages. Or am I mistaken? Oh, anyways, still a cool name. The Vault Hunter says that I see that we have finally defeated Dr. Leaf. For now. He may be back, who knows. Yes, Mr. Leaf became a god, so he has transcended this plane of animation and is among us all now. Nicola asks if I like ABBA, which I recall you asking about previously, but I guess I didn't get around to answering. Yeah, I mean, it was played a little bit too much in the radio in Denmark and at some points. But, I mean, they know their stuff, that's for sure. The Vault Hunter is asking, all in favor of creating the Leaf Cult? And I guess you guys will have to figure that out between yourselves. Let's see, I'm gonna get my light table back to its normal rules. For those that don't know, a neat little trick in TV Paint is that you can move around your light table bits. That can be useful for when you wanna kind of in between a face perfectly or something like that. It's nice. The Vault Hunter says that we are all leaves in the tree called life. Very deep indeed. Victor agrees. Sheba will be back in a bit. See you in a bit then. Just chilling out with some good old cleanup animation. You all can chill out too. Victor follows up, and if Leaf is a god, then we are all Leaves. We are all gods. Wow. That's great, we are all gods, huh? Nikolai is asking, where do you live? I'm from Denmark. This is another place where it's nice to just be able to do this, so we're sure that the placement is just right. Let's see, Eric says that 30 minutes of your previous stream wasn't available in the replay. I didn't start at the beginning. Huh. It didn't start at the beginning. Well, I don't know what that's about. Didn't encounter any issues, but maybe some stuff gets lost along the way. That's a shame though. We'll have to see if it does the same with this one. If so, you are the lucky few who have watched the first 30 minutes. Cool, that's one frame. Let's do another one after it's done saving. Eric asks, I didn't notice. No, it's my third or fourth stream and I don't go back rewatching them. And you know, them being up or not is not too important to me. It's more of the, you know, live thing. Afterwards, I don't care too much about what happens to them. Maybe they're available for viewing, maybe they're not. I mean, it's not like it's podcast episodes, I'm not talking all the time or anything. So, I mean, even if stuff gets lost, it's not like it's content that I spend hours thinking about and scripting out or anything like that, and the animation that I made is still there, so that's the important bit. But Max Ryder is saying, poor little live streams, does no one care what happens to them afterwards? I guess Eric cares, it's good somebody cares. I'll try to care a bit on over time on the way as well, but right now I'm just focusing on actually live streaming. It's been a big hurdle for me to get over just in itself. Nicola asks favorite animal. I say European magpie. Those look really cool, and they look like little raptors. What are you all's favorite animals? Oh wow, 21 watching now. I think that's a new record. What are you all doing? What are you all thinking about? Is it me being silent that does that people stick around? Is it when I talk I scare them away? No way of ever knowing, really. Anyways, thank you all for joining the stream. Max says he likes my voice. Thank you. Yeah, I guess it is what it is. A voice. But I do appreciate that some people appreciate it. I feel like I'm losing my voice though. Felt like that all week. Need to remember to drink some water. Let's see. Hello Sif, says Brian. Hi Brian again. Do you use a shorthand when sketching your first pass of animation? What do you mean shorthand? Just not sure what shorthand means. Let's see, Nathan is saying just vibing and doing homework. Ooh, it's like one of those lo-fi study streams where we're just doing some cozy bits of work. Bits of work to some chill music. Yes. Evolved says that there should be a Sif karaoke night. Oh god. Is that where I'm truly gonna lose my voice? Is that it? Max says that this is a relatively good time of day for me. I've been researching and it's time for a break. I'm happy that the time of live stream works for you and I guess some people. It's definitely the one that works best for me because this is when my birds, as I've mentioned previously, have gone to sleep and are not making noises anymore. So, and at this point of the day I don't aim to do any more writing work or anything like that. So it's nice just to sit back and relax with some cleanup animation and some good company. Let's see. Eric says, how is it that you're referencing the animation workshop in your stream? I thought you graduated. I did last year, but I am at the open workshop now, which takes place at the it is a artist residency that provides their workspaces at the animation workshop. There's quite a few buildings that are part of the animation workshop, and in one of them, the same building that the third years resides in, there are also open workshop offices where we get usually we get our own work desks and can work on our projects while also getting a residency at the residence and kind of get some help in terms of materials and everything to our projects. But right now, I mean, all of the animation workshop, which includes the open workshop, is closed down, so I am just at the residence working from home, so to speak. The animation workshop is both a school, but it's also a whole lot more. kind of ended up taking this as an extra couple of study years while, focusing in on Tales of Sail, both developing that as the TV series as well as finishing what I've started with this web episode. I don't like leaving stuff hanging, but I wouldn't like to rush it either. So I'm just gonna take the time it needs to be done right and be something that I can be proud of for years to come. Even with all of its faults, I think that it's gonna be very nice. Brian says, like quick and simple symbols that define the character you're drawing. Do you mean construction? I do construct the character, you can see it in some of these sketches. Kind of how I do. But I don't need it in all of them because the drawings are pretty close to each other here. Hello again, Lego Wilder. Nice to see you back in the stream. Welcome, welcome. I think we have a few newcomers, so I'm just gonna play the bit of animation that we're aiming to do cleanup of today. Here is what we're working on.
Right. Right.
And I'm not planning on or imagining that I'll get through all of the cleanup, of course. I think this is probably gonna be a shorter stream than some of the others, because it's just good to keep a good rhythm about sleeping and all that. But let's see how many frames we get through today. Ethan says, so are you working on Tales of Sail or something else? No, Tales of Sail. The Tales of Sail as a TV series and Tales of Sail as the last the latest episode of the web series. Episode 3, that's what I mean. I'm not good at concentrating at multiple things at once, so I try to make what I work on worth it on multiple levels. We'll see if it pays off or not, but even if it doesn't, it is brilliant experience. Nicola asks, are you going to continue this series? And that answer kind of divides into the TV series and the web series, because what I realized from doing both this episode and the previous ones is that in order to tell the story that I want to tell, it would pretty much take 20 years. So instead I have focused my forces in on developing it as a TV series that can be created sustainably within a reasonable amount of time, and something that can come out and be a full story and all that. And I think that's been very really interesting to work on and adapt to. learned a lot from it, and I've learned to plan out the story a whole lot better than I had in the past. So I'm planning on continuing the series in one way or another, but how we do so is we're gonna have to wait and see on that. Quesosilas says, "Hi Sif, hello. One question: how old were you when you made Tales of Sail episode or Minisode 1? Minisode 1 or Episode 1? Because Minisode 1 was made by somebody else. I just made I can't remember if it was one of the ones I made the storyboard for. No, not that one. I think it was Zachary Johnson that animated and made that one pretty much from scratch. But I'm gonna assume that you're talking about Episode 1. And in that case, there's another division, whether or not it's the pilot episode, quote unquote, or if it's the Episode 1, quote unquote. The pilot episode came out in 2011, and I guess I was. I think I just turned. Had I just turned 16, maybe? I guess I'd have 2. No, wait, 2011. No. I'm from 95. And I had turned around 16. Episode 1 itself, I think I was around 18 when I made that and kind of remade the pilot, but a bit better, hopefully. Brian says, on the same topic of drawing, what are the best drawing practices as an animator? Like, what one should work on first? Because there's a lot of drawing content out there focused on different artists. One thing you can never go wrong with is doing live drawing. I would say croquis, like quick sketches of the human body, preferably naked in order to learn the anatomy. You can find a lot of those video, either croquis cafes on YouTube, or you can find some websites that put up a picture that you can draw from, and then you have to draw it within a specific time frame. And I would really strongly encourage you to go as fast as possible, just to loosen up your grip and start drawing in some of those really quick lines, because that'll really help you get into not just the anatomy, which you can always do long studies of as well, but also just the general flow of a drawing. Do as much live drawing and as much inspiration from real life as you absolutely can. Like, do studies about how do birds move, or how do it depends on your interest area, but the more you can take from real life, the more you add to your visual library and can turn that into fantasy and imagination after that. Let's see. Eric says, how do you stay motivated to work continuously on the same project for so long? Everybody has ups and downs, but the important thing is to have something you can work on even when you're down. For me, doing some more of this menial labor like cleanup or just doing some simpler shots is easy enough to do when I'm down, and I've made so much of a rhythm of animating every day that I start feeling it like feeling bad or feeling like something's wrong if I don't animate each day. So turning that into something productive is more easy once it becomes part of your everyday life and becomes part of your relaxation routine in one way or another. I think forcing yourself to stay motivated and be motivated is not gonna create something constructive, because it's natural to have those ups and downs. It's just about preparing for the downs and making sure that you got a way to still push forward even in little ways while you're at that spot. Yes. Lego Builder is asking, what TV series are you talking about? I'm talking about adapting Tales of Sail into a TV series, but I don't know, I don't want the conversation to start becoming too much about that. It's just something that I've been working at for, for quite a while, but especially for the past year or so, I started going to events to pitch the show at like different pitching venues like Nordic Talents, Cartoon Springboard, a little one in Viborg, Animation Sans Frontier, Animation Production Days, those kinds of different places to garner some attention and some feedback and some, just general interest for the project. And so far it's been going pretty well. The immediate goal was to find a producer for the project, and I now have 2 and a studio. So from here on we are moving forward with applying for budgets and kind of getting the team in place, and then starting to pitch it to broadcasters and that sort of stuff. And I think I can say that sort of thing because it's not like Tales of Sail is a secret project since it started out as a web series. I think it's more important to tell you guys what's happening with it. And at some point I want to make a full update video about it. But right now I guess you'll have to make do with my repeated mentions of it on the stream. So that's something that I'm very busy with these days, developing on that. Let's see. Brian says, I enjoyed watching the Tales of Sail pilot. Oh, you've gotten that far back in the archives now. Oh, you're really making your way forward, aren't you? It's only gonna get, I would say, well, the Tales of Sail pilot was probably the first full thing that I managed to make in animation that seemed somewhat consistent and everything. Maybe the Fireflies music video as well, but from there you're gonna see a lot more short stuff that might not be as concise. Ebia says, cool animations? Thank you, and welcome to the chat. Don't think I've seen you around there before. Eric says, I saw a video that shows emergency drills in Denmark with loud sirens in every neighborhood. Apparently it's a common thing. Yeah, it's a thing that happens once a year on a specific date at a specific time. They try the emergency drill. It's a relic from Second World War. And it's just there to warn people if there's an emergency. Get people get people alert very quickly. So just to make sure it's working, they test it out once a year. There's a drill involved in schools where you have to go outside and do your thing and everything. But other than that, people just go about their daily lives, and it's not even that loud and obnoxious. Not so much. Yo! Welcome, the Steve Meister. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. The Vault Hunter says it only took 4 years for Sail to have an episode. You mean this coming episode? Or is it already 4 years? Oh, whatever. It takes the time it takes. And with this particular episode, I'd already pretty much finished the animatic right after I put out episode 2. But I just improved so much. That sounds high and mighty to say, but I really did improve my craft a lot along the way, so none of what I'd made stood up to the test of time. I really had to take the time to make something that would, last and not be too outdated too quickly. So there were a lot of iterations on the animatic before I already went ahead with animation in the beginning, but I had to cut pretty much all of that. So yeah, it's taking a while to get this episode done. Hello Mako Wacko, welcome back! Oh wow, 25, 24 people watching. I guess Wednesdays are just good watching times. Or maybe it's because I posted it to Facebook this time around. Anybody other than Ivan that I know around, hanging around silently in the chat? Who knows? Oh, I'll have some water. Brian says, but at least that is some level of emergency preparedness, the siren and the emergency drills. Yeah, it's good to have, I think. Just in case. I mean, it is a relic of the war for a reason. Nicola asks, how is the weather? Right now it's just cloudy. It's not too cold, not too warm, not too in the middle. It's pretty boring weather right now. And the sun is starting to set as well, so soon I won't be able to fully see it either. Dave Wallhunter asks, wait, if it's a TV series, will we be able to watch it? Well, that's certainly the goal. But what platform or sort of place it lands on is anybody's guess right now. That's one of the things that we need to find out and going around pitching to broadcasters and yeah, VODs and SVODs and all that stuff. A whole bunch of Spanish going on as well. Not gonna try to read that out loud, that's for sure. I am severely missing a Roman language of some sort. I got my Danish, I got my English, and got my German. If you really want to stretch it, I got a little bit of Japanese, but that's about as far as I go. Really struggled trying to learn just a little bit of French. It's a very different grammar system. I feel like if I knew one Roman language, it would be much easier to learn the rest. Still, linguistics is not my priority. Not my top priority, at least. Not my second priority either. Not right now. Got a whole bunch of animating to do before that. So one thing at a time. Mortis says that it's rare to see a Spanish-speaking fan of Tales of Sail. Alright, you were the one that did the... Oh, I can't remember. Did you do the subtitles, right? Or am I mixing people up? There are Spanish subtitles for Tales of Sail episode 1 and maybe 2 if I remember right. It's been so long, I haven't been looking too much at, all that sort of old uploads stuff for quite a while. Yes, I'm very international. There's never a doubt in my mind. We got people from all over here. Yeah, it was you. Good. Right. Thank you for that, by the way. I hope that it's up and... I don't know. I remember that I had some trouble putting in some subtitles at one point, but I do think that I managed to do it in the end. So yes, thank you very much for your contributions. Are you waiting for my... Oh god, knew I forgot something! No, is it in the YouTube system that, because you can put in community subtitles someplace, is it there, or did you send me something that I missed, or maybe forgot about? I have definitely missed some things in emails in certain points in time. I'm trying to find it now. Just a second, I'll check that. I'll put that on the list of stuff to check. If my pen will work. Come on, don't be against me now, pen. There we go. Check. Spanish. Subtitles. Hello, Quilby! Welcome back to the stream. But thank you very much, Morde. And yeah, as we can see, there are some Spanish-speaking people that are watching Tales of Sail, so I'm sure that your contributions are very much appreciated. Not just by me. You're gonna have to get around to those eyes at some point. Those are the ones that take a long time. The Vault Hunter says, well, I'm gonna play some Valorant. This message is sponsored by... Oh, well, I guess I became sponsored all of a sudden. Gonna be back later. Alright, you enjoy yourself, the Vault Hunter. It's probably not gonna be too long of a stream this evening. I am aiming towards at least. But hope to see you back if I'm still streaming by then. Otherwise, there'll always be another day. Nicola says, I still like you. I say, thank you very much, Nicola. That's very nice of you. It's not the most, what do you call it? difficult but also interesting shot to do cleanup for, because there's just a lot of these tight frames and everything. But I think it's gonna look very nice once it's done, and that'll be the reward worth reaping. Eric asks, do you watch a lot of Danish programs? No, not right these days. Yeah, I think a lot of my content mainly comes from, like, the content that I watch come from YouTube and Netflix and that sort of stuff. Once in a while, if there's an interesting subject on Danish television, I'll watch along. And I do check out, I mostly check out the written news, but I do check out some of the spoken news on Danish television as well sometimes. But yeah, not that much these days. EBS says that they wish that they could animate like that. And I say, well, I lose my voice. I say, I'm sure you'll be able to with enough perseverance and all that stuff that goes into it. But yeah, if you wanna animate, then I'd say keep at it, and you'll get to where you want to be eventually. Even though it might feel like it takes ages. I think one of my biggest realizations is not to compare myself too much to others and what others can do, but rather to try and compare myself to who I was yesterday, and try to always improve from what I did yesterday, and get better at it from there. Because I think that's the comparison that makes most sense. That's the axis you should try to go from. And then if you're able to do that, then I think you'll end up being just where you want to be. Eric asks, what stereotype do you wish people would stop talking about when it comes to Denmark? I don't know, I'm not too touched by any Danish stereotypes or anything like that. I think any that I'm familiar with are all in good fun, and probably poke fun at some real stuff that Danish people do or have tendencies towards, or something like that. Of course, not everybody, but I am not familiar with any harmful Danish stereotypes, at least. Not any that I can think of off the top of my head, which means that I guess they haven't been as harmful enough for me to really take anything from them, at least. Eric says, I heard Danes make fun of Sweden all the time. Yeah, I guess that's a stereotype, but it's not entirely untrue. We kind of, of course, eye to eye, people to people, everybody's, on good terms and everything, but it's more of a historical poking fun at each other because of, the war times and everything far back. And now I think it's all taken in good fun. I think it goes both ways with everything Scandinavian there. Kind of like to make fun of each other once in a while. We're so similar, and then we try to poke fun at the few differences we feel like we have. But in the end, we're kind of looking in a mirror because we are really not that different. Brian says Christian Eriksen was the first thought that ever came to my mind when I hear Denmark. It's both, and now it's both Sif and Eriksen. I'm wondering if you mean Hans Christian Andersen, maybe? Or Christian Eriksen? I'm not too familiar with that particular person, I guess, or maybe I'm just missing something real quick. Lego Builder says, hey, I'm from Sweden. Yeah, don't you think it's in good fun, all of it? Or do you feel like there's any harmful stereotypes? Nathan says, is your website still active? And if so, the link on the about page does not work. Right, I guess I have set it to still be the .dk domain. It's still active, but now it's sifps.com instead. I used to have the DK just refer back to the com, but I got tired of paying for the DK domain when I wasn't using it really anymore. I guess I should update those places, but I haven't been really active with my website since I don't have any reason to be right now. I was always split between making it a community hub and making it a professional place for my portfolio and everything. And in the end, the portfolio won out because that was what made sense while I was studying. But now that I'm not looking for a job or looking for internship or anything like that like I was back then, I don't have too much reason to keep my website active at the moment. I think it makes more sense to stay active on the social medias instead. Those are my website these days. Eric asks, what sound closer to Danish, Norwegian or Swedish? Absolutely Norwegian. Swedish and Danish sound very different. Norwegian also sounds pretty Swedish to me, but Norwegian is very, very closely related to, all of the languages are very closely related, but Norwegian you can pretty much just understand as a Dane. With Swedish, it kind of sometimes depends a bit on the dialects and everything. And there's some words that have definitely changed meaning over time and history between the two languages. Norwegian, it sounds like you're just speaking very old Danish, or at least when you're reading it, you can read it, but just as if you were reading Danish from 100 years ago or something like that. Oh, he is the best player in the current Denmark national football team. Okay, that makes sense for why I didn't know it. I'm not too into football, but that, yeah. All good then. Nicola asks, do you like Despicable Me? Not super much. I was fine with the first one. I liked some of the character designs of the second one. Actually, no, I think I liked the second one almost a little bit better just because it wasn't so similar, or like, I don't know. I'm not super duper fond of either of them. And the third one never happened, right? Hello, Wolfie Pop! Welcome to the stream and the chat! Happy to have you. And hello, Josh. Thanks for joining. This early in the morning in Australia, I guess. I keep being confused by time zones, but I think I'm starting to get the hang of it, and I'm pretty sure it's early morning on your end. I need this to be a more in-between. We don't want too much jumping here. It's pretty even. Cool. It's 4 a.m. Yeah, that might be stretching it a little bit. You weren't even like. It's not even that long since you wrote to me like we were talking about the shot and everything. So I guess you have not gotten that much sleep. You need to get a lot more sleep. Take care of yourself. Take care of your sleep rhythm. It's very important. Okay. Fair enough. It's up to you. I will try to be as chill as possible, so you will slowly fall asleep while watching the stream in that case. Eric says, I saw a video where very young Danish kids had to witness a lion being butchered for education. It's a common practice in Denmark. Here we dissect frogs. It is not a common practice. Not at all, but I guess some zoo programs did have that option, but they most definitely weren't being forced to do so. Here we do not dissect frogs. There's no dissections taking place normally. Although I did get to dissect a salmon once, but that was more for getting it to, be edible. But it is true actually that there are some nature schools and stuff that go a little bit more, naturalistic to have a different approach. But in that case, it's been a very active choice by the parents. Oh, was that another frame done? Oh, no, we're missing one part. Nicholas says that Stormy Dragon says hi. Hello to Stormy Dragon. Evia asks how long I have been animating, and I think like if we're counting from the very beginning of me starting to play around with programs and softwares and everything, I think we are at about 10 years-ish. Yeah, I think we're at 10 years. I'm trying to... Eric says, how is it that in some videos you look like you're 1.65 m and others you're about to hit the edge of the doorway? I don't know, I guess I change size all the time. That's a very accurate estimate of my height though. Don't know which videos it seems like I'm about to hit the doorway in though. But camera angles can sure do a lot. Yeah, pretty close to. You've been in with some pixel calculations, haven't you? Cool. That was a frame. We start getting into the double takes. hell you could measure people's height like that? That's actually pretty interesting. Shoulder length compared to neck. Eric asks, aren't there other schools like the Animation Workshop in Denmark? I would say that there aren't any schools like the Animation Workshop in the entire world when it comes to the way that it's set up and run and just the general workings of it. So, no. It's a nice school with a nice community around it. And people can take from it what they want. But if you're asking about animation schools, there is one other 3D school in Copenhagen. It's way more expensive though, and the quality you get out of it is still not as high, even if you're paying more for it, at least from what I've been hearing. Let's see, but it's all in the eyes of the beholder, I guess. Says, I really believe the thing with art or animation schools, if they have the same level of teachers I doubt there would be that much difference. I mean, some of it is also set up in the structure, like how much space the students get to learn from what the teachers are teaching, and how the whole what do you call it, curriculum is set up. But in Animation Workshop's case, they don't have many regular teachers. They take teachers in from all over the world, from the industry, to come and teach their thing to the students in little modules, like a few weeks at a time mostly. Eric says here in Belgium there are a lot of schools known for being expensive for their reputation, but the quality isn't there. Yeah, that's the thing very often. It's very problematic. Josh asks, what was it like working at the Animation Workshop? Like software, projects, people, etc. In terms of like the general setup, we started out with half a year of hand-drawn 2D animation. Then we continued with half a year of TV Paint animation, which I was already pretty familiar with. That was the first year. Like, this is the very overall structure of it. Each of those had different teachers coming in, teaching different modules on acting, quadruped movement, like general physics and all that sort of stuff. Then second year is mainly dedicated to 3D. First year we start doing like a 30-minute project at the end of the year together with our classmates. There's two main lines at the Animation Workshop that you can go to. One is the computer graphic artists, which does pretty much anything but animation that is involved with creating an animation. And the second one is the character animators, which is the one that I attended. So during these projects, the two classes get to work together in small groups, kind of pulling in their own talents into the projects. First year it becomes a little short project, 30 minutes long. No, not 30 minutes, 30 seconds long for preschoolers. Second year it's all about 3D, so they make about a also 30-second long commercial or ad for an NGO organization that is selected by the students. And that is all in preparation for third year, when the bachelor projects begins, where each student can pitch a project and it will be democratically elected based off of also how many people want to work with a specific type of medium, like 2D, 3D, stop motion, whatever. And then the groups are made based off of that. From my experience, it was pretty nice, pretty cool people and everything. I didn't feel super at home all the time. And there was some points where I got a little bit bored, or it felt a little bit repetitive to me, because I already was doing a lot of animation on the side as well, I guess. So I decided to expand my curriculum, which meant that in second year I took contact to the coordinators. I mean, we're always in contact with the coordinators, but I suggested to add to my curriculum an exchange with a different school, and I got Gablang as an option, but I ended up going for the Chunghan College of Cultural Industries, where I set up contact between them and the school through a teacher that we had at the Animation Workshop called Mike Wang, who did some of the animation that I admire the most. Like, he had a really nice philosophy about animating, and so I went to Korea at that school for about 2 months, I think, and there I learned about animation from Mike mainly, and attended some of the Korean classes, which were in Korean, but it was still pretty fun. Got to talk with a lot of students with stars in their eyes and dreams about becoming professionals within the animation industry, but also a lot of people that whose hopes were kind of put down by the conditions of the general animation working environment in Korea. So that was quite an eye-opener. Sorry, I know that there's a few other comments going on in the chat, but I'll just finish talking about my experience and curriculum, which was that in third year I was really preparing during the Korea trip. I was preparing my pitch for the third year project, and it became a really nice pitch that I'm really proud of and happy about. I was developing the story and everything. But unfortunately it was close but not quite picked between the students, also because it was kind of there were a few other projects that filled out that niche of work, so it couldn't be justified in terms of the students' wishes of what sort of type of animation they wanted to work with. So of course I was disappointed on that. Started working as just an animator, storyboard artist and all that sort of stuff on a different project in our bachelor groups, but I did feel like I didn't get the experience that I wanted out of third year. So once more I took contact to my coordinators and set up a suggestion, and that suggestion was to do another kind of exchange by going to the French director school La Poudrière, where they had a real nice program about TV series development and pitching. And so I got to go 3 months over there as well. So I mean, they're very listening to your wishes and concerns, and like if you can make a good argumentation about what you need and why, then the animation workshop really listens, and that is probably the best thing about the school. You just have to do a lot of the pulling and pushing yourself, because I mean, you can't put it all on the coordinators and staff. Yeah, but that was pretty awesome. Learned a whole bunch from that. And then in the last half year of the bachelor education, we do an exchange. No, not exchange. I've already done exchanges. We do an internship. And in my case, I got to go to Cartoon Saloon in Ireland, and I got to work on their upcoming feature film, Wolf Walkers. And I actually got to do some animation in the feature film and everything, because I had a real fun time animating birds, and there weren't that many other people that really had a passion for birds. So I found a niche there that I could fill out, and so even though a lot of interns get put on cleanup duty or like some other tasks, I got to do actual full-on animation, and that was super fun, and that's one of the places that I grew the most. Well, I grew during all of those trips. I think they were super invaluable. But that's also because there was so much growing going on. That's why it took a while to make an Tales of Sail animatic that was up to date with what I wanted to push in my skills and all that. Okay, that was my rant about my time at the animation workshop. Let's see, what did I miss? Only 3 comments. Nicola asks, can you say Mega Nala? Mega Nala Questa! That's the thing that Stitch says, right? The Vault Hunter says, so what did I miss? Oh, you just came halfway through my rant about what I did at the animation workshop. I hope you're good. Hope it wasn't too confusing. Eric says, did you had an useless course that had nothing to do with art, filler courses that the school allow for no reason? I mean, it all has something to do with art, but they're trying to appease a lot of people, so some of it will be more hit and miss for some people than others. For me, one of the big misses was the character design course that we had. Mainly because we weren't focusing so much on character design in its classical form. We had to make characters out of photo bashing of different stuff that we saw faces in on the street and everything. And that was not something that I felt very passionate about. I don't think a lot of people felt passionate about that course. Yeah, so of course there's gonna be some stuff that's more relevant to some people than others. No fully useless courses though. All has purpose behind it, and after every course there's the students do a review and the school tries to experiment and reiterate on their planning of the course for the new students. Sometimes they hit and sometimes they miss, but they're always trying. Lego Builder says, good night, I have to go to sleep now and I have the last day of school tomorrow. Oh, congratulations! Hope that's gonna be real nice getting onto some vacation and everything. Yeah, I probably won't be streaming for too much longer either. I should not make it too late this evening. Brian says I have some amazing stories. Thank you. I am afraid that I rant too much sometimes, and other times I'm too quiet, so I don't know where the balance lies, but I'm happy if you enjoy them. All Belong is back again. Animation Workshop is one of the greatest schools. I have an acquaintance who attended it. Always great story. I'd love to attend. I can only recommend it. As I say, there is a lot of stuff you have to take for yourself if you want to get that out of it. But you can't put it on autopilot and everything. But it is a great learning environment and a great place where you can kind of fashion your education in your own way. Like, they'll listen to you and respect your wishes as well. So, recommendations. Although it has changed management now, but they're still trying to keep the spirit of it. I hope they'll succeed. Evia asks how is your animation so far. I can just go ahead and play it.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, of course we have some cleanups that are stuck. Let me just play it without that.
Right.
Yeah, so just a whole bunch more frames to be done. Let's see. Vault Hunter says, I remember starting to watch Sif's animations in middle school, and now I'm about to enter college. It's been a long time. Whew, yeah, I know the feeling. Time passes way too fast. But the animations remain. Let's see. Brian says it's more lively when you rant, but then again you have to concentrate. Yeah, we just switch between it a little bit here and there. I need to find stuff to rant about as well. Not always an easy task. Josh says, you're so lucky you got to do all that stuff. I can't wait to see Wolf Walkers. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing it in its final form as well. It's gonna be really nice. I think it's going on Apple TV first though. I don't know, I guess I'll get a cinema release and everything as well. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that gets lost on Apple TV. I don't have it, but I've been seeing clips from Central Park, like a new animated TV series, or like I guess streaming series. And I'm really enjoying that. Like, on YouTube, the clips that are from it only have a few hundred views, and I'm like, why is nobody talking about this and nobody watching it? It's a real fun, cozy show. So there, I mean, if you get Apple TV, I guess I recommend that show. I think only 3 episodes are out so far, something like that. Hector says maybe a 4-hour stream instead of a 3. Ooh, I don't think that's gonna be today, but maybe one of these weekend days. There's gonna be a few things for me to catch up on this weekend though. I really need to prepare some cleanup shots for the intern that'll be starting next week. He's gonna help doing some more cleanup on this episode, but I need to have a few frames drawn ahead of time that he can match the style and feel of. So yeah, need to prep some of those. That can take a little while. I could do some of it on stream, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit. I need a little bit more concentration time in drawing the first frame, so I don't know. Nicola asks, do you like Team Rocket? Prepare for trouble. I mean, yeah. I can certainly, the older I become, the more I can relate to Team Rocket in the series, more so than the kids. Yeah, fun villains. Allbelong says, yeah, I saw a lot of great projects, and the animation course seems great too. Yes. Yeah, I think the focus is not always on pushing out the greatest projects, but giving a good experience to the students as well. And I mean, at the end of the day, I think that's gonna be more important. But sometimes there's a few bachelor projects that really shine through. Eric asks, did you register the copyright of your creation? And I can say yes, I did in some ways, but I don't think I should get too much into all that sort of legal stuff in an online stream. Oberon says, it's incredible how your cleanup is so accurate. My hands sometimes shake too much. I say it helps to zoom out a whole lot and just do these little bits by bits lines. Because yeah, I can have a hard time getting the line right. Like sometimes I can, but yeah, I don't know. It goes a little bit faster if I take it chunk by chunk rather than the whole line, because I have to read write so many times, at least in these bigger pictures. I guess I've sold the animation workshop to Albelong. Go for it. You can do the drawing academy if you don't, if you are not ready for going into the animation workshop or whatever, or like the character animation course or whichever one you prefer. It's a cool place to be. At least there's a few different ways to stick around. Sometimes there's some storyboard courses like that you don't have to be around for too long. I should stop selling the animation workshop. But am I sponsored by them? That would be nice. Huh. It's just that it's got my recommendation, that's all. Starlight Fox says this is neat. Thank you, Starlight Fox. Welcome to the stream and chat and all that. Eric says, I'm only saying because copyright is different in every country. Yes, and there's also some specific stuff about, whether it's copyright or like IP protection and all that sort of stuff. But I have no idea how to translate that to English from what I know in Danish, so yeah. Hector says, I am always amazed at such artists who can draw large paintings. For some reason, I can always get a stupid feeling when I try to draw something big, and I just start to play with pixels, literally. Yeah, I mean, I think when you're working digital, I mean, it does help to play with pixels sometimes. It depends on your resolutions, but yeah, getting the big picture is very important in the beginning. That's what the sketch layer is for. With that one, I don't zoom in very much. Hector says, is it possible to overcome this feeling? Let me just read again. You get a stupid feeling when you try to draw something big. Like big in scale, I guess. I would try to block out the picture first. Like really figure out the broad strokes of it, because that's what a lot of artists do. Let's say you want to have a bit of a building and a rooftop and all that, and just really focus on the big blocks of it. Don't start nudging with the pixels yet. You'll first do that in the very end of it. Keep it very rough, keep it very quick. I mean, now I'm doing very rough because I have no idea what I want to do, but just focus on those lines in the picture. Oh, yes. Yeah, auto-saving, all that stuff. And don't hold yourself to too high of a standard here, because what you're doing is mainly to get the idea in there. You need to stay open to tweaking things along the way as you see fit. And it's only through that tweaking and kind of getting that overview of that big picture and everything that you can really start to getting that more detailed overview of that very big picture frame that you want to do and all that stuff. I lost my thread here towards the end, but I hope that makes sense. Just to like really keep it rough and keep it blocked out. Like you see these big blocks, you know what's gonna be inside of them. You know that there's gonna be more details inside of them after a while, but for now they are just big blocks that you kind of get a feeling for the overall, what's gonna happen on your picture and all that stuff. Okay, let me close this again, otherwise it's gonna keep asking me to also autosave. I guess that was my input, or yeah, don't know if that's of any use, but I guess that's my advice to use as a springboard. Nicholas says that Balto is a good movie. I haven't watched it for quite a while, but I have fond memories of it, so I guess it did as intended. I always forget it starts out with a live action bit, though. But it's kind of fun, isn't it? Who was it? It was somebody that did their own studio for a while. I can't remember the animator now. But yeah. Jumped off the Disney train. Had their own studio for a bit, trying to make that work. Had moderate success on straight-to-video animations. Josh says that sketch is really a masterpiece, and then it's a shame that I've deleted it now forever. Hopefully it will be ingrained in your memory now and forever. Yeah, guys, I think once I'm done with this frame, I think I'm gonna end the stream for today. Because, yeah, it's been a long day today. I'm gonna need to catch up on some sleep. And so should all of you that are in time zones where it's very, very early in the morning, for example. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I'm glad if that was of any use, Hector. Okay, I should change these colors because they are not doing me any favors here. Usually I have it at green and purple, and I have that for a reason. Main reason being because it is the default color, but also because it contrasts each other, which means that I can better tell the difference between which frame I am referring back to here. Good. Evia says, well, bye. Yes, bye. Thank you for joining and everything. I'm still gonna finish this frame before I end the stream and all that. Now you're really getting into the sun mode, huh? Yes, it's one thing to get up early, it's another thing to go to bed early too. I'd get more sleep if I did that, but sometimes I get distracted doing last minute things and end up taking an hour or so. I do the same, but the only difference is that I wake up at 5 in the morning because of my birds and then I go back to sleep. Very good at falling asleep again, even if it's noisy around. That is probably my master skill that I've acquired throughout the years. Whether I be in a bus, on a, in an airport or wherever, I can sleep wherever I can sit. Although lying down is preferred. Oh, Brian is doing some writing. That's cool. Yeah, I'm also just enjoying going into Zen mode and animating here. Albelong can relate. Albelong says, recently I can sleep well during night. I have to be really tired, so I draw as I can and then fell like a corpse. I guess it was can't sleep well during night, or well, either way, I guess you found the solution. I'm sleeping super easily these days, and that's usually not like me, but I guess I get my mental exercise during the day hours these days, which is good, I guess. I'm not feeling super stressed out or anything, I just feel like I'm getting mentally stimulated throughout the day, and that's a very nice feeling. You've come to an agreement there. Brian says very philosophically, our minds are just amazing things. You can build an entire empire in a second, and the next it's gone. That's a big thought. You're writing that down while you're writing? Cause you should. You're doing some poetry there as well. Yeah. Mind is a pretty cool thing. Especially when you start like, I don't know, it's only been in recent years that I've started really noticing how you can use it. Like, for example, the mind's eye. When I was doing that cartoon saloon internship, I would do a lot of bird studies, and after a while I would just start looking at birds when I was going to work and everything, and then I noticed that I could start playing what I'd just seen inside my head in slow motion, and I'd never had that experience before, but then I could kind of play back the motion and kind of try to figure out which frames or poses that I would try to pick out to make the best animation, and how much I would actually have to cut out because it's such a quick movement. And really, like, it got into that stage where you really get distracted by all the amazing stuff you can do and how you can follow the rules of animation, but when you're working with that quick of a movement as flying sometimes is, what you really gotta do is kill your darlings and cut out a lot of those frames and kind of just imply them in the ones that you leave behind. And there was a lot of planning in there that I'd never really been aware of until I really got in depth with those studies. And yeah, I just never knew that you could do that sort of thing so much with the mind. Like, of course, trying to envision and imagine something in your head, that's one thing, but actually using it like that, I thought that was pretty cool. Owls are amazing, yes. Didn't see a lot of those flying around to work though. I had to make do with pigeons and crows. But I mean, they get the point across in terms of flying. Brian says, I've heard that a lot from senior animators. You have to drop your darlings. Yeah, Kill Your Darlings is a classic when it comes to storytelling, but it also is really relevant in animation at a certain point. Like you start out getting really attached to these rules and this overlap and how to make the animation really fluent and cool and awesome looking. But it's very easy to see an animation from a student where they are overusing those aspects because they've learned that makes the animation look good and cool, but really it's masking what you actually want to do with the animation, because it's not necessarily helping the intent of that particular scene. So sometimes it's more about being subtle and kind of using those rules, but only using them to the degree where it makes sense, and sometimes more imply other stuff. And it's amazing how little the things you have to do in order to imply something is for our minds and our eyes to understand it and everything. Yeah. But that's the next step. After you've learned all the rules, then you start breaking them. Okay, let's just do the... Oh no, wait, we are missing a mouth. Yes, I think I'll be focusing on the bird character the most in Wolf Walkers just because you animated it. Well, I didn't animate all of it, but some of the very first shots of it might be something to look out for. I don't know. I could imagine that they would have changed it, like if other animators wouldn't be like, well, I wouldn't say be able to, but yeah, if other animators couldn't quite match that style and everything, maybe they would adjust it. I'm looking forward to seeing that, whether or not they did it. It says you worked on Wolf Walkers? I missed that. Yes, that was my internship, and I got to do actual animation in the movie. So yeah, just you wait till that comes out. I'll be pointing to a whole bunch of stuff. I think I might be allowed to put up some of the shots that I worked on by then. I'll be keeping an eye out for the Twitter to see if other animators do the same. Moon Saloon is the best, says Albelong, and I would say especially in terms of their work environment, I think they're some of, well, the very best that I've encountered at least. They're really dedicated to a healthy work environment for their animators and artists, while also giving plenty of room to grow and further educate them, helping people grow a lot. Okie dokie. As I was about to say before, I think I'll just do this frame with Sail's eyes half closed, just because it's the same frame does here. I think that's actually an example of one of those movements that is kind of implied in the motion, because like there's another frame here where he closes his eyes completely, but it would become very repetitive if he just had two closed eye frames. So instead I have a half closed eye frame here and then back to the open, which kind of implies the blink, but just implies that we have, that the camera has only caught it halfway through the motion, because the blink is so fast that the camera rarely catches every detail of it. I mean, you kind of read it when you see just the whole thing in motion. You read two blinks, but really there's a half blink and a full blink.
Right. You know? Right. You know?
Let's see. Exercise. When you finish with these frames with painting and shadows, will there be more streams? Yeah, I mean, before I was doing the leaf shot, and this is just the next shot that I'm working on and everything, but as long as there's a shot that I can multitask on while still being concentrated on doing the work and talking at the same time, like as long as it's not too complicated, then I will try and live stream some more. A little bit of an anime shape to the eyelid, or like what do you call it, eyelashes here. That's fine, Hector. I think it will play better when it's not lagging so much. Of course, if I bring attention to it, it's gonna be viewed in a different way as well. It's quite cozy music, isn't it? It's almost a bit too relaxing now, because we got away from the jazzy version. And I think it'll be good to go out on anyways. He looks a bit dopey here. Just as you always seem to pick nice music for this stream. Yeah, I don't know if I should make more variety at some point, because right now I've been picking the same one and then it's kind of been playing from there. But for now I'm just having a nice time with these Ghibli covers. Imagine if I had enough of a sense of timing to end the stream at that right when the music was ending. That'd be cool. But nope.
You know? Right. You know? Right. You know? Right. You know? Right.
Phew. Along says Studio Ghibli piano version. Yeah, I think that's what we're at right now. It says Autumn Studio Ghibli Jazz Bossa Nova launch instrumental cafe music. Longest name ever. But yeah, something along those lines. I do like when they put a bit of some drums in there just to give it a little bit more of a beat though, just because that's nicer to work to. But yeah. It changed to a different compilation, and it's just fine. It's nice though. Yeah, it's good for when we're waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning. What is it? So cute. It's so cute how he moves his tail. Yes, I look forward to getting all of that in there. He's a little tail waggler.
You know? Right.
Let's get the music sound off, and then I'll just have that playing while I talk and end the stream and everything. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for joining this time around. I'm gonna do a little bit of plugging on my social media and all that stuff, because I didn't do that last time, and you know, it's just a good place to end it at. So for those that don't know, I am pretty active on Twitter and Instagram, where I post updates about the shots that I'm working on and everything. And those that might be interested in supporting me, I know that not all of you are able to, and that's totally fine. But for those that want, you're welcome to check out my Patreon, where I post some more updates about my stuff. And you guys have already started saying bye and see ya and thank you, Sif. So I guess I'll keep it short and say thank you again for joining. And yes, have a nice time. Have a nice rest of your Wednesday, whenever you may be or wherever you may be. And yeah, look at the happy sail. He's happy for you all. See you later. I look forward to continuing him and finishing him. So yes, with that out of the way, see you all next time.